Hello guys, thank you for joining today. Hello guys. We are going to look at the topic that is related about the Ethereum Merge today. What is really important about the Ethereum Merge, we have seen that the market is actually doing up and down in Ethereum. It is not a clear movement what the market is actually gonna do here. With the merge, it was expected for Ethereum to bounce up, but as we can see, it is not moving at all. So what happened with the merge? We need to know that Ethereum moved its status from the proof of work to proof of stake, and it means that for the time being, they are not going to process the transactions with the miners, but all the transactions will be processed in another way. It is expected also that with the merge, the transactions are going to be more faster. That is not happening. What happened is also the energy consumption that was reduced by 99.95%. So that was a huge thing. Overall, they reduced their cost as a company, the Ethereum organization. They will not have any other cost to spend for the miners anymore. But what was a bit surprising also for the market is that the speed of the transaction and the gas fees that were most important for the traders, they didn't change at all. All of that part is leaving the Ethereum to stay in this situation where the price it is right now. It means that the market is actually deluded with Ethereum. They were expecting something more innovative, so they were going to decrease the gas fees, as they said, to increase the speed, to create the merge, but the merge was only for their benefits for the moment. However, it has to be seen. Probably they may lower the gas fees later in order to increase the transactions on their blockchain. For the moment, nothing is happening. Also, they have to check what is going to happen with the transaction because the merge already finished, as we all know. But on the other hand, they have a process that is still developing. So they are going to check the merge, how it is going to happen during the coming days, the coming months, because it's a process that they have to verify the transactions, the execution of the transactions. Also, on the other hand, this process, it is not all done. They have also to move on other steps. So the merge was only the first part. And probably this is all related to the price that Ethereum is right now. So I'm holding this part very simple. I don't want to make it complex with details of what is proof of work, proof of stake, layer 1, layer 2, just what is happening and what happened. So let's suppose for Ethereum that all of this was done. If you will have any question or any suggestion, please just let me know and I will try to do my best. What is very important right now is that price is back on the support area and it is stopped here. We will see that also on Bitcoin. We don't have any big change at all and the price is consolidating. So let's suppose the worst scenario that may happen. The merge already happened. It was a successful merge. They are not going to change the gas fees. Speed is not going to happen. And we cannot expect Ethereum to move down from that point. We can say that because the crypto market already began the bullish movement, it was not related during this part all the move with Ethereum, but also the price was actually devaluated at this point. So even if we are going to delete it, price is at the beginning of at the end of June at this point, so it is coming at the zone again. and price is going to move higher. So what I'm expecting overall is, let's suppose that Ethereum didn't have any impact, nothing happened on Ethereum as well. It should continue the normal price development. What the market is also concerned is if Ethereum blockchain is going to have any problem, because the Ethereum problem will create problems also on the other platforms that are related with Ethereum and that are also created on Ethereum blockchain. We have NFTs, we have Web3 projects that are created on it. That is why this merge was so crucial, but I don't think that it was the problem only with Ethereum. Because if Ethereum is going to face problems, all the crypto market is going to crash. So it will not be only Ethereum problem. So overall, let's suppose that the impact is flat until now. From the technical perspective, we can see that price is actually developing as it was before. So the first support area was at the lower part of the structure. It was at the part when it was at 900, and we saw the price to increase from this point. We are going to look at again the possible scenarios that it may create during this period of time. And we can see that on the daily chart, we have the 5-wave structure that it keeps developing. But now we can see it in two different scenarios. The first one that I was looking at was this bigger picture that I was expecting. So let's suppose that we had the first wave, the third wave completion, price is close to the fourth, and the fifth wave is going to develop on the upper part of the structure. So this is going to be one possible scenario. Within this scenario, as we all know, after the third wave is developed, we can see a 3-wave correction. Price is above wave 1, so we are according to all the Elliott wave rules, and we can see this triangle pattern that is almost completed here. If this is going to be true, we can see the price to bounce above, and we can be ready for the fifth wave. So this is one scenario that is getting shape right now, and it has chances to happen. However, if I'm going to delete it, you will see it in a different perspective as well. If price is going to lose the bullish momentum, we can see the price to make a breakdown on the previous structure, 1350, and after that it can test the base of the structure again. In this situation, how I'm looking at this from the technical perspective right now is that probably we were in another situation where the third wave was at this point, and we had the fifth wave completion when it was at 2000 and something, 2020. In this scenario, we can expect the price with two possible developments. The first one is an ABC correction that probably may finish here, as we were expecting, and after that we can see the price to increase. In this other scenario, we can be in an ABC movement, or probably in a 1, 2, 3, and 5 movement that may continue higher. This is one part if price is going to be stopped at 1350. Another change from this scenario, but the bigger picture will be the same again, is the extension that we may face on the ABC wave correction. In this situation, we may see the price to come down for the retest of the base again, probably up to 1000, and after that, from the 1000, we can see the bounce to move higher. For the moment, it's very difficult to anticipate the next movement because price is at the support area, and the support area can create both movements. So it is not as easy as it seems, but both scenarios are possible with a bounce from where it is now and with a bounce of the price if it is going to come close to 1000, 1100. At least this is are my expectations for the moment. Let's see how Ethereum will develop, but everything is related with the merge and the market is concerned a lot about the topic. We have also the Ethereum miners that were on the status of the proof of work, that they are facing also difficulties, and it will not be an easy process also for them because it's a transition time. So let's look at the other one, Ethereum, Bitcoin, sorry. As you can see, Bitcoin is also facing the same situation, price is frozen, but in a different situation from Ethereum, Bitcoin keeps doing this scenario for the second time. So we have the price that faced support on the lower part of the structure, close to, let's say, 18,500, and we saw a bounce here. If this is going to be true, we can be in the type of a leading diagonal here, where price completed the first wave, and the anticipation for the next movement can be that price should move in this way. So right now we can be at the beginning of the third wave, and this was the second wave completion. What I'm also looking at for this part of the scenario is that we had a pattern here. It was this small pattern where the price changed the trend. I shared this also during the previous time. I'm going to break it down in a smaller time frame. And during the analysis on the previous time, we saw the price to bounce above 20,000. That was our breakout area that I have shared this analysis. And after that, the price continued with the bullish movement. Also, we had two critical moments during this period of time. We had the first one that was related with the non-farm payrolls data, and the next one that was related to the CPI data from the USA front. All of this created this type of instability that the price made the crash. However, after the speculation that the non-farm payroll data came out not as good as expected, it was expected for the Fed to increase the interest rates by 0.5% or 50 basis points. The reason was because considering that the actual economic situation was struggling with the employment data, Fed was not going to be so hawkish in order to pump the economy. The reason is simple, because Fed is tending a lot to decrease the job numbers and to slow down the economy growth below the trend that they are actually. That is why after that price made this bounce again, and it continued up to 22.7k. This was the reason. The problem with the next movement that happened on the CPI data, and the reason that price came so down, is because the CPI data came higher than expected. It means that the inflation is in a higher level as well. It is not improved at all, so it should have been lower. And it means that probably the market is anticipating again that Fed is going to be more hawkish than normal. The problem is that if Fed is going to increase the interest rates from 0.5 that the market was speculating before and now to 0.75, this may be a very aggressive movement. And probably Fed will not have what to increase on the coming months. So as I see, I don't think that probably Fed is going to be so hawkish to 0.75. Probably they are going to have this number 0.5 for the coming days. The FOMC meeting will be on September 21st. And what may happen with the numbers is that if they are going to announce a 50 uh, basis point increase, this is going to push the cryptocurrency market up, considering also the technical perspective. And overall, the market priced in the next movement. So I think that probably it should continue higher. For the moment, we don't have any reversal pattern yet. What we have is only the structure. So if you decide to go long on Bitcoin, the only scenario is that you just need to place the stop losses below the higher support area. Look at where the price was before. And your stop loss should be below this point. Is the only, let's say, safer area, because after that, I don't think that anyone will want to hold it. Because the next target can be the next psychological target, close to 10,000. It has higher chances after that. However, is a scenario that we can see right now. We have also the liquidity and the accumulation that is actually on Bitcoin close to 20,000. And in my personal opinion, I don't think that the market is going to leave Bitcoin to move lower from this point. So let's see also for Bitcoin. The next one that I'm looking at for a higher profit potential during this period of time is the WhiteBIT token. You can find it on their broker because it's very new for the moment, but they will launch also in other platforms. What is really interesting is that, as we have seen also from the other brokers, from let's say Binance or KuCoin or Huobi token or others or OKEx, they have pumped a lot after the release. So the beginning was a bit slow in movement. Let's say price tended to make some up and downs, up and downs. The reason is simple, because we need to have buyers to join the market, and in order to increase the market cap for this token. But on the other hand, also the public should know that there is a new token where they can find new possibilities. So it should move very strong, and also the company is going to burn token every week, I guess, according to their policy of the burning. So it's very interesting. And my focus right now is on this piece of information. As long as the price develops, we see different perspectives, how it is developing. During the previous time price was developing this type of cup and a handle, it was transformed a lot from this point. And we are looking at right now at this piece of information here. So with the first bounce that may happen, the first target will be the top of the structure. This is a minimum movement that we can face on a WhiteBIT token. And this minimum movement that may happen is approximately from this point 55%, that it is not bad at all as movement, but it has a higher potential. And if everything will move as I am expecting, we may be in the second wave correction, and after that the price should continue a lot higher, because this is not in the actual value right now, considering also that the trading volume is very low as long as the market doesn't know it for this token. So it has high possibility as token. Let's see. This is one of the analysis with request. This is another analysis that was by request. Thank you very much for a nice comment. This was from the previous time for Luna 2.0 from one of the guys of our trading puzzle channel, the free channel. You will see that Luna 2, it doesn't have a good picture from the upper part of the chart, so we don't have to look at it at all. What is most important is that Luna 2.0 is just making up and down, and all of this part is the accumulation process. So this is our accumulation zone. I'm looking at this in this way because price tended to face a resistance on the upper part, and look at how beautiful it was stopped also on the lower part of the structure. So once we saw the bounce at this point, this is our impulsive movement, price came down. It was not, the waves are not overlapping with each other, so we can say that it's aggressive, but not in the same way. And price found support again on the lower part of the structure. This is very interesting, and this is showing that the accumulation zone is holding very, very strong. And look at how the price moved from this point. Only from the points that I actually placed, this small movement is approximately 34%. So we can see price to bounce up again. Even if it comes lower, close to the previous area, it should bounce up to 3.8. So we may see the retest of this zone again. I don't know if price is going to move a lot higher after that, because the cryptos are a bit tricky in their development, but we can see many up and downs from this point. So all of this area, let's say from top to bottom, this is going to be a very nice profit taking area. If you are going to buy on the lower side, and you can close profits everywhere you can within this zone. In my opinion, it's a very good scenario with high profit potential. What you can do, in my personal opinion, is that the stop losses should be below this zone. So if you are going to buy, let's say at 2.6, a very good area should be below the zone that we have 1.52. The reason is very simple at this point. Even if price is going to come and to test the accumulation zone, it will bounce up again. If this zone is going to be broken, after that just forget about your trade, because it is not going to be useful at all to have this trade, because it can move a lot lower. After that we are going to experience anything strange, as long as all of this accumulation that it is dating back since May, it is holding very strong the lower base. So it means a lot as a scenario. Also this part you can benefit. Let's say if this is the stop loss, a one-to-one trade is minimum for this movement. So it depends from your risk approach all the time, as I see. If you guys will have any question, just let me know and I will check it out for you. Many traders are also concerned about Ethereum Classic that I'm actually looking at. I shared also an analysis yesterday. This is a bit tricky because it's related with Ethereum. It is expected that many of the miners that were mining Ethereum, they may move on Ethereum Classic, and this is the reason that we saw the bounce on the left part of the structure. And for the moment, we can see that the traders are just buying and selling with this zone. So once the price is going to come again, close to our support area, that now we have a stronger one close to 30.55. Probably we can see the price to bounce up again. It's a very good scenario. Also, Ethereum Classic is not bad at all, also for long term. So it is not related only with the move that they are going to have from Ethereum with the miners, but also when it was before, it had a very high potential. Look at when it was in March 22, the low, we can see that it was at 25, and we can see the bounce up to 52. So it has a high potential also as a token itself. So this is a very good area. Price can bounce up. What I would suggest at this point is a taking profit zone somewhere in the middle at 39.7, as long as we can see that this is a very dense area. And the next one will be the top. If we are going to see something with Ethereum and any good news and how the miners are going to pass this moment of transition, only at that moment we can see the breakout of the top and probably Ethereum Classic to increase value. Because at that moment we are going to see a lot of liquidity that will move in and out from Ethereum Classic. That is the reason that it will bounce. So we can see that the top of the structure at 25.5.4 is the strongest zone, and it should be a very good area for taking profits as well. Thank you to Info3 for asking. Yes, I'm going to look at also gold. I just discussed also the problem with the interest rate that we may face. I can look it again. The gold will be on the list very soon. I know that you asked it also on our on the message that I wrote. Thank you very much for your request. Yes, I see your point of view. So it doesn't matter if you buy Ethereum Classic on Forex, let's say on CFD contracts or in cryptocurrencies. So you can buy spot, you can buy futures, you can buy CFD contracts in Forex brokers. It doesn't matter at all. What matters is that you just find a place for your stop loss. So let's say that if you are gonna buy at 30.6, you should see for a very good zone for your stop loss, in my opinion. The problem is that we have the bigger picture that is formed, and the entry for this pattern that we have, because we are looking at the daily pattern, the entry should be taken on a very lower time frame, on the hourly time frame, as I see. So we need to see how the price may develop close to this area, and after that you can take your trade and position your stop losses. For the moment, this is not ready yet. Price should come down, or let's say that if Ethereum Classic is going to bounce above the potential flag that we are actually looking right now, and you want to make any short-term trade, you can wait for the price to bounce above the top of the pattern, and the stop loss should be somewhere below for a safer place. So let's wait for the price to come lower, but it will be very interesting at that point. This is not ready yet for the moment because it's in a very high time frame. So let's see. The next one is that I wanted to share. I checked it during last night. It's very interesting that everything is moving down right now. I will not stay for a long time in Ripple. I have shared my opinion a lot of time that Ripple is one of my favorite projects, and also Stellar. I'm focused a lot on them for the longer time investment. We can see that we have two support parts that price is actually holding very strong. we had on the daily chart another triangle pattern that price already broke out and we are in consolidation. I am expecting for the price to keep moving higher from this point. I don't know when this movement will come, but we have to be patient for the longer term. However, what was surprising for me, in my opinion, yesterday on Ripple was the fact that everything was frozen or moving down, and we saw the Ripple to test the support line of the triangle again, and it made a movement that was approximately 11.5%. So this is a very good sign that many traders are getting back in Ripple. We are having many market participants that are joining the market again after this long period of time that we are suffering a lot of volume. So we didn't have volume in the market because of the summer season. It's normal for all the markets, and we can see Ripple to bounce up right now. This is a very nice scenario. It can happen in two ways. Price can bounce above the previous structure and it can continue, or probably we can see also the price to make another movement to expand a bit this pattern for a type of triangle pattern, and after that it can continue higher again. However, also this piece of information is very useful because it was very aggressive and the chances are that it can continue higher after that. So also for Ethereum, we are not looking at anything interesting at all for the moment. It looks really flat. So we have higher chances for Ripple to test as a minimum the top of the structure again. So only the top of the structure, if you bought somewhere at the trend line, is approximately 20% in Ripple. So it has a very high chance in this scenario. Yes. One of the guys is writing. Otizano is writing that Ripple is very good project. Yes, I really like it as well. They are also signing new contracts with big companies, are signing contracts for the cross-border fees. So it looks very interesting. With Canada, it was some months ago. We had during the previous 1 month and a half with Singapore, so it is getting very interesting how Ripple keeps developing. They have real contracts and it's worth a lot as a project. I really love them. So let's see what we are going to look at on this one. Thank you to Anas for your nice comment. I really appreciate it. I missed it before. So this is what we are going to see during this period of time. Also, we have many guys that are following Shiba. Also, Shiba is in a very interesting zone. The first accumulation that we had on Shiba after the price completed this harmonic pattern, this was the first deep down leg at this point, and it was inside the previous accumulation zone. Price created another second accumulation, and as you can see, the red area that I already placed here is showing that we have a lot of volume that is still very high on Shiba. So as I see, as long as Bitcoin and Ethereum are already frozen, and on the other hand, we are not looking at Shiba to give up from this volume, probably this is the right moment that we can see the price to make any other bullish movement. It has higher chances and it can bounce like the previous time. Look at the previous time, what the price actually did. I'm going to delete this for a moment. And you will see that the previous bounce was from 40%. It has a very good chance at this point. And the next one could be at 54.8. So it has higher chances for this kind of movers, 50%, so very nice. if you are gonna buy at this level where we are now, and if we are gonna target the top of the structure, the small one, this is approximately 18%, 19%, so it's all fine. And this is what I'm also expecting for Shiba Inu. In my opinion, this is getting very interesting as well. Also, I want to go on. Thank you to everyone that is joining right now. If you have any questions, just let me know, guys. I will try to do my best. Just a moment. Now we are gonna look at gold. This is by request as well. It was asked by Info3 TV when I said that you can write on the last video comment for what you wanted to look at during this video analysis. What is really interesting on gold that is actually developing is that gold is in a very bad situation, and everything is not moving at all according to what we have learned and what we have seen actually in the market when it comes to technical to fundamental perspective. As we know, all the metals like gold and silver are used as a safe haven metals, so they can hold the pressure that is created from inflation. They are called safe haven asset. In this group of assets, we have also the currencies that are included. The problem is that during this period of time that the market is suffering the high price inflation, we are not looking at gold to increase. So in March 22, at this point, where the US was at the highest inflation point that was dating back 40 years ago, we saw gold to move down and everyone was expecting for the price to increase. So it was very strange, and after that we saw also the numbers of inflation to increase. Just let me look at the data. Just one moment, please. This is another very good site, Trading Economics. It collects a lot of data from TradingView. It is used worldwide for collecting data and reporting when it comes to the country. So it is used for different purposes, also from financial institutions that I used to work before. And look at where the price was in March. We were in March, it was 8.5%. Let's go back on our chart. Here we have March when it was reported. This was 8.5 at this point. Just one moment. We have 8.5 for March. It means that we are at the end of March here, somewhere at April, because it is reported 1 month in delay. So at this point, it was 8.5%, the inflation rate. At the top, that this is dating back on February. Here we have the February inflation at this point. It was at 7.9. And after that point, we can see that on June, July 22, on June, it was the peak of inflation, 9.1. So it means that it was reported in July. And here we have the July reporting date approximately at this point. This was as 9.1. So as we can see, this market is getting a bit dirty overall. Too many manipulations from the Fed side. If everything would have gone on the other direction, one of the guys on the live chat is asking about Zcash and Monero. Otizano, yeah, I will try to look at it. Very nice project as well. Just one moment as I will finish with gold and I will go back to you. Thank you very much. So as you can see, this is the point that the CPI data came out very bad and you can see that gold is just moving down. The reason is that Fed is doing the impossible and the market is expecting that Fed will do miracles at this point, and that is why it keeps moving lower and the dollar moves higher. But it doesn't make sense at all how it keeps developing, so just be careful with gold right now because this is going beyond the fundamental perspective. I know it very well who trade this type of metals, know the fundamental perspective, but it is not working. It's very risky at this moment. On the lower part of the structure, I was focused on these points. And what is very surprising at this moment is that we can see that at the moment that I placed the price here, or probably we can place it also on the other part, it was on April 20. We have more than 2 years and something that the price broke down these levels. So more than 2 years and a half ago, we have a zone. This is our zone where the price should have stopped. And on the weekly chart, we can see that the price created this candle here, and this is a weekly candle that looks very strong despite the fact that we have only the shadow below. So this is showing for a very strong sell-off on gold. Just a moment to check the monthly chart. Also the monthly candles, look at from top to bottom, they are just moving down. It's very interesting that gold is just moving down since March 22, the beginning of March. It keeps moving down. Let's say it doesn't make sense at all, but it keeps doing that. And what you should be careful right now is this part here. I'm going to look at this on the daily right now and look at what is happening. Price is respecting a lot the previous bearish patterns. Look at the bearish patterns that we already had here. And the problem is that now we don't have a big clear pattern. We have only the structure area and the small pattern that is here. We have also the breakdown from the 2-year structure. So let's break it down on the lower time frame. I don't want to mess up gold anymore with FOMC, what FOMC is going to do. The problem is that we have this structure that was broken on the 4-hour, and the breakout volume at this point was very, very high. So exists the chance, the probability that we can see the price. Look at where the price is actually stopped, at the lower part of the structure. It's very interesting that we may see the price to create the first bearish movement from this point, so it can continue by doing something small and move down, or probably a move down from this point. I wouldn't be surprised that we may see the price to test the lower support part of the pattern before the next bearish movement, so before the price keeps moving lower. With the actual data, this is the only scenario that I actually see. I can say that after FOMC the price may pump up. After that we need to see any reversal movement. We cannot create any position at all at this moment, because at this moment all of this piece of information is showing to us that the price keeps moving down. Yes, I see your point. Info3 is asking about the gold analysis that people said there is a crab pattern in daily chart, so may it will go down further. Yes, it can happen. I can find the pattern for you. It's not a big deal. The problem is that only from this perspective, on the 4-hour time frame, it has higher chances to continue lower. So for the continuation of the price to move higher, we need to see something that price may test, it may come down, it may invalidate any piece of structure before it moves higher. I don't see it yet. We need to see more price development, but what you may just one moment. For the daily chart, if everyone is looking for any type of the crab pattern, it depends. I don't see any solid crab pattern that may develop here because the crab pattern is a bit different. If you mean this crab pattern, I understand if they are looking for the CD leg completion to come down. However, it's a matter of how everyone looks at the market. I don't like this part for the time being to see this type of pattern. However, the market is positioned for the bearish movement. My expectations are still that I am waiting for the Fed not to increase by 0.75 but with 0.5. At least those are my expectations. As long as they are going to consume these cards for 0.75, the movement can be aggressive down, but I don't know how they are going to fight inflation in the coming months, because after that they are not going to have anything at all to use from their arsenal in the way to fight inflation. So this is my point, but it can happen. They can increase, and all of this can develop in this way. Also, the market can do this bearish movement in anticipation of FOMC. Before FOMC will be ready to launch the news, the price may come down. For the moment, this is the only thing that I actually see here. I don't see anything else. So also this piece of information is showing for a small movement, probably up to the support area. It can push a bit, but not too much. The selling pressure is still very high, as I see. It invalidated also this pattern here that we are looking at before. On our group, we are looking at also this pattern. It was very interesting. Price increased after creating this up and down movement, and we saw this fast sell-off. So we are looking at the market that is not holding very good overall for the swing trades. This is a sign of high panic overall. It's not good at all for the market. So let's see what may happen. Also, I want to share with you EURUSD. I'm looking at this in different perspectives. However, the price right now is not developing in a clear way. We are in a channel that keeps moving lower. Look at how the price keeps moving lower here. And it can do another move down. We can rule out that possibility as long as the price is at the lower part of the channel. Once we are going to see the price to bounce above the channel, that will be the first moment that euro is going to change the price direction. The reason is because we have seen the price to create all of these resistance points and it didn't manage to move higher at all. So let's see. One movement is that we can expect this part, as I was looking at here. It can happen the same thing. We can see a type of this correction. It doesn't matter that we have a new low here. It can be a type of expanding pattern. And we can see the same price to develop down again. So this has chances as long as we are below the pattern. What it makes sense on the other side is that if we are going to look at the price on a lower time frame, we can see that we had the first corrective structure. Price bounced up from this point when the European Central Bank increased the interest rates. We saw the first resistance, and now the price is doing the same thing again. My focus at this part is only on this pattern. This can show the next direction. It has higher chances. So today is 17, tomorrow 18, and after that, on 3 days, we are going to have FOMC. So it will be on Wednesday, as I see. Once the price will bounce up, it has chances to test the top. We are on the 4-hour. And after that, we have to see if this is going to move down or higher, or if price is going to anticipate the movement, it may come down in advance, and after that, we may see the next move. So this is our area where we need to focus on EURUSD. But it also can develop, but I don't think that the price will develop too much at this point. Thank you to you as well, Info3. I hope it was clear, but this is the actual situation on the price as I see, and I don't think that it is a clear setup for the moment. So it's clear only for the sell setup, but not for the buy. The buy is still too far, in my opinion. Or just stay out until the FOMC, and after that you can see what decision you can take. One of the guys is asking about Zcash. Yes, I look at that project. It's very nice project. I was looking at Zcash also before. It's very interesting because the price is actually in a very interesting area again. On the bigger picture, as you can see, I have analyzed this also before. We are on the support area. It's very old support area that is dating back since 2 years ago, as I see, September 20. Price is in the same zone. And what it makes this more interesting at the moment that we are looking at this chart is that price is testing the support area again. So it's very close to the support. Look at how beautiful this is coming down. Just one moment, please. I don't know if price is going to test 52.9, let's say 53. As long as it was before, at this point, it was 4 times now. We can see the candles on the left side. And price can do the same thing in this zone. From this zone, what we can see, we have a 1, 2, 3 movement that is actually coming down. Let's make it a bit more clear for Zcash. We have this pattern that is actually developed. Here we have our pattern. As I see now on the lower time frame, this is showing for a possible WXYXZ formation. It comes in a type of different pattern. However, let's keep it in this way. The confirmation for the bullish movement for Zcash, as I see, will be very nice if we are going to see the price to bounce above this type of wedge pattern or channel, it doesn't matter. And after that, the price will continue with the bullish movement at this point. Until that moment, we can see price to develop a bit more. It can happen, it can test, it can come down, and after that it can move up again. So it's a very, very good scenario, and I really like this, so it can push a lot more higher. And also considering that 53 was very strong area, the price may increase as minimum up to 66 again. So look at how price did the previous times. So minimum area is this point all the time, 66. It has higher chances. For a short-term target, also 62 is not bad at all. If you can see that price tested the first zone, it was on the second zone, so it looks very, very interesting in my opinion. Also this area again is very, very beautiful area for taking profits. I will look at in details for Otizano, for Zcash. Hope I was clear. It's very, very good scenario. You can focus on it. For the others, the Monero analysis that Oti is asking, and also from Info3 USD GPY, I'll try to look at over the weekend. For the yen pairs, I will try to make a video analysis where I can summarize all of them, because I know that many traders are actually focused on the yen pairs. Many are having problems from the old positions. So I will try something different in details for all of them. So hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. So thank you very much for joining this live stream. And I hope to see you all during the week. Bye bye. Thank you all.